A historic decision that impacts almost everyone here in Arizona. This morning, the Arizona Supreme Court, in a 4-2 vote, ruled Arizona must follow a more than 100-year-old penal code that bars all abortions here in our state, except when it's necessary to save the person carrying the child.
Yeah, and Javier, that law was put on the books in 1864. Keep in mind that would be 58 years before Arizona even became a state. So what does this mean for all of us here in Arizona? What does this mean for your family? We have team coverage tonight trying to get answers for you about all of this and really find out what's next. So we have a team asking questions, seeking answers from our lawmakers tonight. And we start our team coverage with ABC 15's Rachel Louise Just looking at that decision and what the reaction is tonight. Rachel joins us live from the Arizona Supreme Court. Rachel?
Yeah, today's decision from the state Supreme Court behind me is now putting in place one of the most extreme abortion bans in the nation, with no exceptions for rape or for incest, only for the life of the mother. And for those who have been fighting to get to this point for the last couple of years, even decades, their reaction today is not all the same. Lynn Dyer has spent 5 of her 8 decades outside Arizona abortion clinics.
Can I give you this information about our women's clinic?
Trying to convince people not to get abortions.
I'm here to help you this morning.
We were with her outside a Glendale clinic as the decision came down. They ruled in favor of the 1800s law.
You mean? I'm sorry. I can hardly breathe. You mean abortion is been in Arizona?
A 51-year fight leading up to this.
This has to be such a victory for you. Oh!
The current law in place in Arizona, which bans almost all abortions after 15 weeks, was passed by the Republican state legislature and signed by Republican Governor Doug Ducey in March 2022. Ducey stands behind the 2022 law, saying on Tuesday, quote, "The ruling today is not the outcome I would have preferred. Address this issue with a policy that is workable and reflective of our electorate." That sentiment echoed by current Republican State Senator TJ Shope, who says he will actively work to repeal the Civil War era law and bring back the 15-week law. Meanwhile, others on the side of banning abortion see Tuesday as an outright victory.
Life is a human right, and voters and politicians, they're always in the right when they protect life as much as possible.
And in some cases, a prayer answered.
Oh, praise God.
I just feel like there's never a reason to take the life of an innocent child, that God has a purpose and a plan for.
This decision has already caught the eye of the nation, and so much to the point so that I just spoke with Governor Hobbs' office, or a spokesperson from her office, who says that Vice President Kamala Harris did reach out to Governor Hobbs as a result of this ruling earlier today. Now, what remains to be seen is whether or not this appeal of this 1864 ban, which we hear Shope is trying to do, whether or not that's actually going to have any legs or any support over on the other side of the street in the state Senate. So I'll go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
Rachel, we'll take it from here. You know, there are so many different viewpoints on this issue. That's why we want to check in now with ABC 15's Ben Brown. Ben, what are Arizona Democratic leaders and abortion rights activists saying about this ruling tonight?
Well, Katie, the news sparked strong emotions, but it also energized many that I spoke with, who said today's decision will help their effort to get abortion access on the ballot in November.
Incredulous, flabbergasted, as angry. You know, people are angry about this because it affects their lives so critically.
Governor Katie Hobbs called it a dark day for Arizona.
Arizona's 2022 abortion ban is extreme and hurts women. And the near total Civil War era ban that continues to hang over our heads only serves to create more chaos for women and doctors in our state.
But many Democrats and abortion activists also see it as the catalyst to drive people to the polls in November.
The ballot box is the way that voters can have their say and overrule the legislature on this issue that the vast majority of Arizonans support.
Congressman Greg Stanton is confident Arizona voters will do just that.
This is unacceptable to the people of Arizona. They are going to vote overwhelmingly in November to change this, to put in the Arizona Constitution restoring the right to abortion services. But as of right now, this is a very sad day for Arizona.
Arizona for Abortion Access, the coalition leading the effort to get abortion on the ballot in November, has about 120,000 more signatures than needed to get the measure on the ballot. But those signatures still have to be verified, so the group continues to gather more ahead of the July deadline.
The signatures that we're getting is very positive, so we actually have more than enough, and like they say, our goal is double.
Now that they've done this, I figure at the ballot box we'll win at least 74%. So if they want to take it to the people, we'll do it.
Since Roe v. Wade was overturned, if you look at every election at the state level across the U.S. when there was a ballot measure to preserve abortion access, it passed. Now, it remains to be seen what will happen here if the decision comes down to the voters. Ben Brown, ABC 15, Arizona.
We're watching closely. Thanks, Ben. Reaction has been coming in from across the nation about this decision. President Joe Biden said, "We will continue to fight to protect reproductive rights and call on Congress to pass a law restoring the protections of Roe v. Wade for women in every state." The DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, says women's lives are at risk. Doctors are under threat of prosecution and jail time. Trump is responsible, period. ABC 15 also heard from Arizona Right to Life this afternoon, and their chair says, in part, "We are delighted that the court recognized and upheld Arizona's long history of protecting unborn babies and their mothers. Now, we continue to push for answers and try to understand how you feel about this decision." We want to get back out to our Katie Rammel and Nicole Grigg.
Yeah, I want to bring Nicole in because, Nicole, one thing you did today was talk to plenty of Arizonans about today's ruling. What did they share with you, or what were they willing to share with you?
Well, Katie, there were press conferences all day from leaders, groups, lawmakers. So we really wanted to get an idea how people feel. And to be quite honest, the topic of abortion, it's not the easiest to ask people about their opinions and then on camera. And of course, we respect that. But I did talk to a lot of people on and off camera, and it wasn't necessarily that they were anti-abortion or in favor of expanded abortion rights, but they feel it really has to be a case-by-case basis, that there are situations where an abortion may be necessary, like in situations of rape or incest.
I think a woman should have a choice when it comes to that, but I also believe that I'm not sure if I'm whether pro-choice or, pro-life or, according to the Christian beliefs and all that, all life is, acceptable. God created each and one of us. So it's just kind of hard to understand and put my finger on which side I go with.
Another thing that I also heard from a lot of people were surprised about how this law that is now going back into effect was before Arizona was a state. I mean, we're talking 1864, and others would like to see the issue of abortion end up on the ballot so it can be taken to voters, and voters can now decide what happens with abortion rights here in Arizona.
So they can at least have a say in all this. I know so many people were here 2 years ago trying to make their voices heard as well. Right here in this very area, so many Arizonans expressing their opinion. I want to show you what it looked like 2 years ago when the Dobbs decision came down. Thousands of you showed up out here. You were all trying to make your voices heard on this issue as Roe v. Wade was overturned. Arizonans taking to the streets by the thousands, as you're seeing in these pictures. I talked with many of you who called the decision that day a major setback for women.
I woke up and I just felt paralyzed. And I am a mother of 10, but I would never take your right away to do so.
So many of you sharing similar sentiments with me that day. Since then, the debate has only continued, and still not a lot of clarity for so many families, so many women out there. Tonight, it appears it could take more months to get answers.